What is going on today? We have two new bowling ball announcements from MOTIV Bowling. We have a brand new tank, a brand new fake urethane in the Shadow tank. This is going to be a PBA compliant bowling ball. You're going to see it a lot on tour. We'll dig into what that ball is going to do. And then we have the RAPTOR Rain, a new solid Raptor, which I'm a little worried about. There's a weird amount of hype on the internet for this ball by all the staffers and the guys who get the balls early and for free. But I want to talk about what this ball is actually going to do and give you the unbiased, just raw look at what it's going to be. Now, this video is sponsored by No Thumb Nation. I want to give a massive shout out to those guys. If you guys need any bowling balls drilled without your thumb in it, with the best pitches, with the best fit possible, check out No Thumb Nation. We're going to be checking out their website in just a second with these new bowling balls because they also sell bowling balls. But let's start today with the Shadow tank. The Shadow tank is the first ball on our list. It is, don't worry about the retail price. MOTIV always hikes those prices up. But it is this really cool black and purple color. I do like the color a lot. It is a brand new tank. For anyone who doesn't know, the tank series from MOTIV is always their fake urethane because MOTIV doesn't make urethane. If you are a urethane hater and you don't want to throw it, you should throw MOTIV because they don't make it. They've made one true urethane in the last 7 or 8 years, but otherwise they use microcell polymer or MCP. Microcell polymer is their way to try to fake a urethane reaction. It's slow oil absorbing, it's super smooth and slow. However, it's not true urethane. It does absorb oil. And this Shadow tank is their next addition because MOTIV, for some weird reason, got rid of their Tank Rampage Pearl. That was a 73 hardness bowling ball. It was a pretty good urethane option for MOTIV guys, but they discontinued it, and MOTIV fans didn't have any way to get a urethane ball for months at a time. Well, luckily now they have an option. However, this one is 78 hardness. This thing's going to go really, really, really straight. Be aware of that. The 78 hardness idea for this is so that it's PBA compliant, because right now, to be PBA compliant for a urethane, it has to reach that 78 hardness like the IQ 78 or the Black Hammer 78D. So this one will fit that, and it'll also fit USBC's new urethane guidelines, which in some of their national tournaments, you can only use a ball at 78 hardness. Now remember, the harder a bowling ball is, the longer it's going to go and the smoother it's going to be on the back end. And this ball is super, super hard, but also is microcell polymer. So let's get into what it actually is. So this is a new Friction M7 Pearl microcell polymer. They say this is one step stronger than what was on the Tank Rampage. So they want this to hook earlier and be smoother than that Tank Rampage Pearl. However, there's a 5-point difference in hardness. So I'm very curious / confused on how this ball is going to actually hook earlier. That's going to be a little bit interesting. If you're a MOTIV fan and you want a ball to go super straight, this is going to be a good play for you. But otherwise, it is the same exact core that is in almost all of the tanks. It is a 2.57 RG, an 0.15 differential. It is this flux core, super, super weak, pretty identical to like what's in the pitch black or the purple hammer. All urethanes have that insanely weak core because if a urethane ball flares too much, it's just not good. So that's what this ball is going to be. If we look at the numbers, they're nearly identical for all three weights. Ironically, 14 pounds has higher differential than the 15-pound version. So if you want that max diff, you might want to look at the 14-pound version. Otherwise, comes at 1,000 grit laser scan because all urethanes come at super, super sanded. And then overall, that's really all there is about this bowling ball. It is basically just going to be a urethane option for EJ and the MOTIV guys to actually be able to use on tour. This is going to help them compete with those IQ 78s and Black Hammers. Now, EJ did win Player of the Year, and MOTIV had arguably their best year yet on tour, and they only had the Tank Rampage Pearl. A little surprised that they didn't bring that ball back for the PBA, but I guess who am I to judge? But Shadow Tank is going to be the new addition to the tank line. Now, if we look at nothumbnation.com, nothumbnationbowling.com, we are going to see that the Shadow Tank is coming in at a whopping $194. The MOTIV went through another price hike due to tariffs and expenses and a few other things, ended up causing a price hike for them. So now their tank, their urethane, is $194. This is $45 more than the competition's. Now, the Purple Hammer is about $150. The IQ 78 is around $160, but the Pitch Black is also around that $150 range. So this is very pricey for a urethane option. But if you're a MOTIV-only person, this is going to be your best choice unless you want to spend a couple $100 on a new Tank Rampage Pearl, which are very, very hard to find. or you just find a tank blitz like me and then just throw that everywhere. That's still the best tank ball ever, very subjectively. But that is everything with the Shadow Tank. Let's move over to the actual reactive ball. Well, this one is reactive too, but let's move over to the actual reactive ball in the Raptor Rain. This bowling ball is basically a remake of the old Raptor Fury. This is a solid cover stock Raptor core. If you guys liked the Raptor Rush, same exact core in it. I believe it's a 2.48, right? 2.48 RG, 055 differential. We're going to zoom in just one. There you go. So it comes in 2000 laser scans, so 2000 grit. It wants to be early. Leverage MXV solid. We're going to get into what that is in a second. But really, the quick spark notes of this one, this thing hooks early. This is the earliest hooking symmetrical ball on the market outside of the Sub-Zero Forge. MOTIV's, for some reason, is going back to making a lot of really strong bowling balls. Back in 2022, 2023, MOTIV only made strong equipment. They had so many super strong bowling balls, and that middle part of their lineup was empty. Unfortunately, they're kind of going back into that realm. I'm a little disappointed to see that. I would have liked this to be some kind of medium shiny ball to pair alongside something like the Primal Rage. But right now, MOTIV has very few middle of the road shiny or not super dull options. It's a little unfortunate that we have another ball that's going to be in a very tiny conglomerate of bowling balls. But before we get into that, let me look at what this bowling ball is in terms of cover stock so we can say it for you guys. Wrapped around it, leverage MXV. Cover is evolved for today's conditions, strong enough to chew through high volumes, but versatile enough to create motion when lanes are tight. Their goal with this ball was to try to combat carry down. So it's trying to hook early, but still be quick enough down lane. It seems like it's kind of like what the Equinox Solid is doing to a certain degree, except in a symmetrical form is really how I'm reading this. So that seems like what they're pushing for, but when you look at their ball guide, we have the Raptor Rain coming in where the Jackal EJ was coming in. They have this thing stronger than the Evoke, which got discontinued, stronger than the Sub-Zero Forge, stronger than the Jackal Ghost. So this thing is a hook monster, which is weird because they have 4 hook monsters here. 5 if you count the Ghost, 6 if you count the Jackal EJ. They have a lot of super strong bowling balls on the MOTIV side. This just adds into that. So, well, let's look at this ball again a little bit more. Like I said, it has that Affliction, Leverage MXV, 60 length, 74 backhand, 83 hook potential is what MOTIV is saying for their number guide. We go over to the Raptor Fury. This is the ball that they're kind of trying to remake. This was actually back when Andrew Anderson was with MOTIV, actually, ironically. But this one has Leverage XFS. Unfortunately, MOTIV doesn't really have a good guide to show where a lot of these cover stocks line up, especially because they're making so many new ones. This one has 58 length, a little bit lower, 71 back end, a little bit lower, 80 hook, a little bit lower, right? Yeah, a little bit lower. So the Raptor Rain, supposedly, if we compare the old Raptor Fury to this one based on MOTIV's numbers, is saying that it's going to be a little bit longer, a little bit quicker than that original Raptor Fury. Now, the original Raptor Fury was not a great ball. Not a whole lot of people liked it. There'll be people in the comments that did, but overall, it wasn't well liked. It got discontinued faster than almost any MOTIV ball has in the last couple of years. So I really hope this isn't a double up of that. I really, really hope this isn't a double up. But like I said, the biggest issue is that there's so many bowling balls there. Who should buy this bowling ball? If you like the Raptor Rush and you don't have a strong and smooth bowling ball, this is going to be a good option for you. It's one of the strongest, if not the strongest, symmetrical ball on the market. However, if you have the Sub-Zero Forge, if you have the Jackal Onyx, if you have the Jackal EJ, if you have the MOTIV Evoke, if you have other brands strong and smooth balls like the Ion Max, if you're getting the Equinox Solid, if you have the Mesmerize, if you have any of those bowling balls, you don't need this Raptor Ring. I will put that out there right now. You do not need this ball if you have any other strong and smooth balls in that slot. This is going to be very, very similar to those. Why is there a lot of hype on the internet for this ball? I really don't know, honestly. It's kind of surprising. I thought this ball would kind of get smoked in reviews, but for everyone who got the ball for free, because any reviews you're seeing, they got it for free, it's odd. They're very hyped about it. The ball reaction is not great. I think this is going to be a good lefty bowling ball. I don't know about the right side. I think an asymmetrical fits a little bit better. But if you're somebody who hates asymmetrical balls, this is going to be your best option for that really strong symmetrical slot. The other negative of this ball is, again, the price. As we know with MOTIV bowling balls, they're always that little bit pricier. This one's coming in at $210. This is about $15 more than the competition's balls around this range. Compared to any symmetrical ball, it's about $40 more, $30 to $40 more. I believe the next strongest symmetrical ball on the market is the Columbia 300 Pulse, and that's about $180. So this is a very expensive bowling ball for being a symmetrical. Now it is a top of the top hook potential, but it's still very odd. I want to be blunt with you guys. I want to be honest. I'm worried about this bowling ball because the Raptor line has been iffy for the last couple of releases. I really hope this ball is good. I really do hope it fits a lot of people, but there are just so many other good bowling balls in those categories, especially from MOTIV. Like, you don't really need it. Now, could you have this and like a Jackal Ghost in your bag? Absolutely, but you need different layouts, you need different surfaces. So if you have any of those stronger Jackals or Sub-Zero or Evoke from MOTIV, you need to do a surface change to be able to get this thing to match your lineup. I don't want you guys buying the same ball twice because that is a big worry with this one getting announced and MOTIV not really having a lot in kind of this middle range. So hopefully in the next announcement, we get something between the Primal and the Pride. That would be fantastic, but time will tell what ends up happening there. Like I said, from our good friends at No Thumb Nation, $210 for this Raptor Rain is the base price from everywhere across the market. A little bit pricey, but I will let you guys decide if you want to purchase that or not. But otherwise, this is a quick preview of these new MOTIV bowling balls. Let me know down below what you think of these, if you're planning on picking them up, or if you disagree with anything I say. I read every single comment, so please let me know if you like some of these things that I'm saying and you appreciate that it is unbiased look at it, or if you think I was a little too harsh on them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will see you on the next one.